Ladies and gentlemen, as you guys know, over the past couple of days, we have been taking a deep dive into Black Ops Cold War, obviously, since the multiplayer reveal happened. Earlier today, we looked at Gunsmith. Yesterday, we looked at all of the weapons in the game. In this video, we are going to be talking about the new score streaks within Black Ops Cold War. This is probably the biggest change going into Black Ops Cold War compared to previous games. As you guys know, if you played Call of Duty for a while, kill streaks started out as kill streaks. You got kills, the more kills you got in a life, the better kill streaks you got. Then later on, they changed to score streaks so that you could get streaks based off of not only getting kills, but on top of that, taking objectives. But in Black Ops Cold War, there is a completely new way of getting score streaks, different than anything we have ever seen in a Call of Duty game before. And that is what we are going to be going over in this video. Not only am I going to explain how the new score streak system works, we're also going to be looking at every single score streak that we were able to use within the alpha and talk about how much score it takes to get them and the best ways to get them. So we got a bunch to talk about. So without further ado, let's dive in and talk about the score streaks. So before we dive into all the different score streaks, the first thing that I wanted to go over is how they work in this game. So first of all, like I said, they're score streaks. So they use any sort of score that you get in game. UAV assists count as kills in this game, so those count towards your streaks as well. Basically, anything you do in game to give you score will count towards your score streaks. Now, in this game, the big thing that is different is that the score also still accumulates even after you die. So your score doesn't drop off. You don't have to start over again. If you die, your score keeps on going up. So right here, you see me call in a UAV. So I just died and I called in the UAV. And if we pause this and look down in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see that my UAV is all whited out, kind of. That's the best way I can describe it. And that is because it's currently being used. The UAV is up in the air. The other two streaks, I believe I have Napalm and Attack Helicopter. You can see the progress bar right underneath them has still gone up quite a bit, and I'm still earning towards those streaks. Now, eventually we hit a point where my UAV goes away.
Priority tasking request received. Spy plane exiting AO.
Now, at this time, if you look in the bottom right-hand corner, it's now not whited out, it's grayed out, and there's slowly a bar on the UAV that is working its way down further and further. This is what they call the cooldown time. The cooldown time on the UAV, I measured it, it's about 1.5 minutes. Now, during this 1.5 minutes, any score that you actually get does not count towards your next UAV. It does count towards your other streaks, so for example, my Napalm and my Attack Helicopter, it counts towards those, but since the spy plane or the UAV is on cooldown, I can't earn any score towards that streak. So as you can see here, once the cooldown is gone, I don't have any score towards my next UAV, but then I run over top of a dog tag and all of a sudden I have some score towards that next streak. So based off of this information alone, it would seem that kill streaks no longer matter, but that is actually not true. And this clip is going to show you exactly what I mean by this. When you go on streaks, you actually get a score multiplier for each kill that you get in that streak. So as you can see with my first kill here, it's just your normal 50 points. The second kill that I get here will give me a 2 times multiplier, and it gives me 100 points towards my next streak. The next 2 kills that I get, I believe I get a 3rd and 4th kill right away. It gives me a 3 and a 4 times multiplier. So the longer you go on a streak, the more score that you're getting towards your streak. So as you can see right there, I got my spy plane and my napalm strike all at once. So going on kill streaks is still really important. In fact, I find that that is the only way you can get the upper end streaks in the game because they cost a lot. For example, the chopper gunner costs 6,000 score. If you were just to get that normally with 50-point kills, that would cost you 120 kills if you're not going on streaks and if you're not playing any objectives. So when you first look at the cost of score streaks, they're going to look a little bit insane. For example, the one we have on the left there is an RCXD. You drive it around, you blow it up. We'll look at them more in depth in a minute here. But that one costs 600 score. So essentially, if you're getting 50 points a kill, that's like 12 kills. But like I said, if you go on streaks, if you capture objectives, you earn it faster. And I actually really like that part of it because it makes it so the more aggressive players, the ones that get more kills, faster kills, play the objective, are actually going to get a lot more streaks within this game. So I think that's actually a positive. So just to go through all of the different streaks, at 600 points, you have the RCXD, 800, you have a UAV, 1900, you have artillery, 2400, you have napalm. At 2,750, you have something called Air Patrol, which is a bunch of airplanes that come in and they destroy anything that's in the air. there, so if there's a chopper gunner, they'll destroy it, which is kind of interesting. At 3,150, you have the War Machine. At 3,750, you have an attack helicopter, which I actually have going on right now in the gameplay you're watching. And then finally, at 6,000, you have a chopper gunner. Now, we actually know for a fact that these aren't all the kill streaks. If we look at the description of Engineer, it says that you can re-roll care packages. There were no care packages in the build of the game that we played. Some other things that I'm interested in is I would love to see a dog kill streak make a return. I've seen that in previous Black Ops games. Love that kill streak, so would love to see that. But let me know down in the comments, what are some other kill streaks that aren't here that you'd like to see in the game as well? So there's two other things that I wanted to talk about in this video, because that's all the score streaks that we had available. The War Machine did hit like a truck. I didn't personally use it, but I've seen other people use it. And the chopper gunner was by far the best streak. It absolutely just annihilated people from the sky. And at that time, we didn't really have that many people shooting down streaks, so it was really, really damn good. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is potential other streaks. So since we know that the War Machine's there, I'm wondering if some of the other specialist abilities from previous games would be there as well. For example, Outrider's Sparrow, which is just a bow with an explosive tip. That's a potential thing that we could see as a kill streak. Now, I mean, there are some things that wouldn't make any sense. For example, the Purifier, which is basically like a Thunderbolt gun, wouldn't really make sense to have during the Cold War, or gravity spikes, or things along those lines that we had in the future games. But I am wondering if certain things are going to make a return that used to be specialist abilities now as kill streaks. I'm also curious to hear if there's anything else that's missing, other things you'd like to see as kill streaks. With this current model that they have, I think they could put in a lot of higher end ones that took a ton of score to get, but are super, super powerful, because since you can get them even if you die, they'd be a lot more viable to actually earn. So that does really interest me. Now, the other thing is they've also implemented a lot of ways of taking down aerial streaks. So first of all, you have the SAM turret, which is a field upgrade. This you just throw down on the ground, it shoots up in the air. It takes 2 shots to kill a UAV, so it's good at dealing with those, but something like a chopper gunner or attack chopper, not so much. I also noticed that the attack chopper will actually explode a SAM turret or any other field upgrade you put on the ground. I don't know if that'll change, but I noticed that while we were playing. The other thing is you have a rocket launcher. I believe it's called the Sigma 2 or something along those lines that you can use to lock on streaks. It does decent damage. I think for a chopper gunner, it's like 3 or 4 rockets to take one out, which is pretty standard. And on top of that, as we talked about before, there's the air patrol, which you can call in as a score streak, and it will take out enemies' score streaks. So the last thing that I wanted to talk about is my opinion on this. And this is something that I wanted to save to the end because I wanted to keep it separate from what these actually are and discussing how they work and explaining all of that. Because when I was watching the reveal live stream for Black Ops Cold War, what I saw a lot of is they started to explain these score streaks, and everyone was typing in the chat, LLL, this is for noobs, this is for noobs, things along those lines. And I totally understand why people are saying that. That was actually my original thought as well. What I didn't realize is how much the score streaks were actually going to cost and how important it would actually be to go on these kill streaks to get the higher end streaks. So I totally agree with the people saying that for things like the mortar strikes, for the napalm, for artillery strikes. Those are streaks that really bad players would never get before, but might now be able to earn simply by running in, getting a kill, dying, running in, getting a kill, dying, maybe playing some objectives, shooting down some streaks, getting some score. Bad players will be able to get those streaks, but these high-end streaks like the attack chopper, especially like the chopper gunner that costs 6,000 score, they won't be able to get those streaks that way. Games just aren't long enough for them to just be able to get 1 kill at a time and then earn a chopper gunner. It's just not possible. So there is going to create this skill gap with different tiers of score streaks for sure. On top of this, the one thing that I do really like about this new system is it absolutely rewards aggressive players. You now no longer have to stay alive for a long period of time, camp at certain times. You can just run straight in, head to the wall, and just kill as many people as possible, come back with another life, and earn streaks that way. So aggressive players are heavily rewarded for this style of score streaks, which I like. So I like that it does reward kill streaks still. I like that it's good for aggressive players. I don't like that it's going to help out some noobs in some situations. I never really like when COD caters to that kind of play. But I think if anything, it's going to reward aggressive players more than anything else. And I like that. But at this point, I want to hear what you guys think, because I think this is probably going to be the most controversial thing with everything that we have learned so far. I'm sure there'll be some other stuff with microtransactions or whatever down the road. But right now, I do believe that this is probably the most controversial subject that we have so far. And I'm curious what you guys think. Do you like this? Do you hate it? Do you love it? I like it. I'm interested to see what it's like once we actually get some more higher tier streaks, maybe some dogs, maybe things along those lines. I want to see how hard they are to get. I want to see where it separates the players, and I'm curious. I'm curious what you guys think, so let me know down in the comments. Also, that's all I have to say about Scorestreaks. That's everything you need to know. So if you enjoyed the video, it is always appreciated if you do hit that like button. We got a ton of more Black Ops Cold War content coming, so if you're into that, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn notifications on. But as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
We are